What's up, everybody? Hope everybody is having a fantastic day. Today we are going to be ranking the starting power forwards in the NBA for all 30 teams. The list is, it might not be right. If it's not right, if your team's power forward is wrong on here, let me know in the comment section below. But we're going to rank them all. We have elite, all-star, above average, average, below average. You'll see when we get in there. We did the centers. That video, you can go check it out. It's on the channel. But before we get into the video, as always, subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated if you could do that. Also, dropping a like and commenting helps the algorithm, so do that. And also, watch the entire video. Don't just skip. Just watch. It's not going to be too long. Watch the whole thing because that helps me out as well. Now, let's get into it. Okay, so we're on Tier Maker, and we are just going to start out. And I think we're just going to maybe pull out a couple that I know exactly where they're going to go, kind of like I did with the centers. And then after that, we will figure it out, just kind of going down the line. But the first person we have to grab, Anthony Davis, is an elite center in this league. Excuse me, power forward. He'd be an elite center if that was his position too, but he's an elite power forward. So is Giannis. They are both like head and shoulders above everybody else. Kevin Durant, they have him as power forward, I guess. Kevin Durant is an elite power forward as well. Now we're just going to go down the list. Sabonis is an all-star. There's not much to say about him. He made the all-star team last year. He's been playing really well even this season. He's just one of the most underrated players in the league, but I don't think he's up to that elite status, so he's going to be an all-star level power forward. Pascal Siakam is an all-star level power forward as well. He's a little bit closer to elite than Sabonis is, I would say, but he's not quite there. You could make an argument for it, but I don't necessarily see it. He's not as good as these three. And I didn't say a lot about these three, but like they kind of speak for themselves. Like they're top 10 players in the league. They're going to be elite. Juancho Hernangomez, below average. He's currently the starting power forward for the Timberwolves when he's healthy. Right now he's in isolation due to health and safety protocols, but he is the starting power. He has been starting power for most of the season. Timberwolves have kind of been weird. They've had Layman there, and it's just been a whole mess, and it's just a bad situation. But he is starting, and he is below average. He's a very bad defender. His offense is not as good as it was last season. And they paid him, so it's the payday he got is kind of looking like an L. It's only like $6 million, but still not looking good. Jason Tatum. We're going all-star right now. There's a chance he sneaks up into that elite. I'm just going to have to see how it all plays out. But Jason Tatum has been really good, and he's young. He's younger than any of the other guys in this list, I believe. And, yeah, he's been a beast for years, and he's borderline top 10 player in the league also. He's definitely getting up there. Right now, we're going to leave him at All-Star. We'll put him at the front of the All-Star. Not that the rankings don't go like that. Like, if they're in the same tier, I'm not going to, like, rank them from best to worst. I'm not saying AD is better than Giannis. I'm not saying, like, Sabonis is better than Siakam. I'm just putting him in the same tier. I just don't want to forget about Jason Tatum. Lauri Markkanen, he's average. I thought he would get to be above average, but I just haven't seen it yet. But he's been okay. He is average. I would say, I might have to do some switching around after, but I would say that Michael Porter Jr. is probably above average. He's a good scorer, but his defense isn't there. I might have to look at the stats for those two just to double check because I haven't been able to catch a ton of games for either of them. Okay, yeah, I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to have MPJ in above average and Lauri Markkanen in average. Rui Hachimura, I'm going to say he's an average power forward as well. He looked pretty solid in the game against the Timberwolves that I was able to catch. But I don't think he's as good as like Michael Porter Jr. I think he's on about the same level as Lauri Markkanen, so that's where he's going to stay. Same with Bazley. I think Bazley's a fine power forward, but he's going to get better, but I don't think he's above average yet. Marcus Morris, I would say I'm going to leave him in average right now too, and he might get moved up. I'm not sure. Who is the Heat's? Who is that? Is that? I don't even know who that is. Hold on. My bad. That is Mo Harkless. So we are going to put Mo Harkless probably in the average category. He's a solid defender. He's an okay player. But, you know, realistically, he's just average. Like, there's not much to say about him. He's not as bad as Juancho. He's not as good as Michael Porter Jr. He's in the average. Aaron Gordon's above average. He's a solid scorer. He is a solid rebounder. He's an okay shooter. He's an okay defender. I think above average fits him. It's kind of where he's been his entire career, and it's kind of like the situation where it's like, when is he gonna finally like get better? And that's like probably a change of scenery is gonna be needed. But he is above average. Julius Randle has been above average this season, borderline all-star, but I don't think he's as good as those guys out there. But he has been killing it this season. It's been really, really, really cool to watch. But right now, I just can't put him up there with Jason Tatum and Sabonis and Siakam, so he's going to have to stay in the above average category. PJ Tucker's been average this year. He's had a down year. He might actually be below average this year. Like, he hasn't looked that good, but we know what he's capable of. He's getting older, but I think he's still capable of it. He's going to stay in the average category. Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be an above average power forward in today's game. He hasn't played. I don't know if he's played at all this year. I don't know for sure. If he has, he's barely played. But he's a really solid defender, a really good shooter, and all around just like a really solid power forward that would fit on like any team. He's definitely above average. Marvin Bagley has... Man, I'm going to have to double check his stats again quick, but I think he's probably been below average this season. Yeah, I don't know. Marvin Bagley, like, his stats are like 13 points, like 7 or 8 rebounds. Like, it's fine, but like, you expect more from him. But is that a good enough reason to keep him below average just because you expect more from him? Probably not a good reason. But like, man, we'll think about it. We'll think about it and we'll look at it later. Rudy Gay, he's probably below average. So you're telling me LaMarcus Aldridge wasn't on the center list, and now he's not on the power forward list. So we're not going to have LaMarcus Aldridge at all. Interesting. I think at this point in Rudy's career, though, he's probably a below average starting power forward. He's a really solid bench piece, but to be the starter, it's kind of tough to put him any higher than he is. I'm going to skip Kevin Love for now. Is that Dorian Finney-Smith? I would say he's below average for a starting power forward. I don't even think he's technically their starter. I think it's like Dwight Powell or Kleber or Kristaps or someone. Like, I don't think it's Dorian Finney-Smith. But he's below average. He's an okay defender. He's okay on offense. There's not a lot to say about him. John Collins, he is definitely an above average power forward. Zion is an all-star power forward, I would say. He has looked really solid this season. It'll be interesting to see how far Zion can go because he's super unstoppable, but like, how high can he take that? What level can he take that? Can he take it up to elite? I would say he's all-star, but like, I would say it's more borderline all-star to above average than he is. He's like closer to above average than he is to elite right now. Tobias Harris has been an above average power forward this year. He's actually looked really, really good. He's borderlining on all-star. He's just been really solid. Blake Griffin this season's been disappointing. He is probably just an average power forward at this point. Maybe slightly above average, but I'm going to stick him in average right now. He has not looked great. Same with Bojan Bogdanovic. He's looked good, but he's just not as talented as a lot of those guys. He's an average center in this league. There's not a lot to say about that. He just does what he does. He's not, gonna really raise the ceiling of your team too much, and he's not gonna like raise or lower the floor or anything. Like, he's a average power forward in today's NBA. Draymond Green, he's still above average. The defense, the leadership, everything. He's very, 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 very impactful on the Warriors. Even, now that Steph's back, it's even more so because he's just like in a groove, and he's looked really, really good for them. Robert Covington, I would say at the power forward position, Robert Covington is an average power forward. If you're talking small forward, maybe he slides up to the above average, but in the power forward slot, he is just an average power forward. He hasn't been doing very good offensively this season, and he seems a step slower defensively than what we've seen from him in the past. So we're going to leave him at the average. Jay Crowder, he's average. I think Phoenix Suns fans would probably agree with that. He's just an average power forward, and I think Cam Johnson actually might be starting for them lately, but I could be wrong on that. But Jay Crowder's fine. He's looked okay. But the Suns are good, and that, he's definitely a part of that. PJ Washington is an average to almost above average, but we're going to keep him in average right now. And then Kevin Love is probably Has he played yet? I'm going to look at Kevin Love's stats. We're going to figure out where he's supposed to go because I don't even know if he's played yet this season. All right, so I think we're going to put Kevin Love in average. He's looked fine this year, but like, actually he hasn't looked fine. I'm not even going to lie. He hasn't looked that good this year, which sucks. But he's only played in 2 games, so like he has time to turn it around. But for right now, he's an average power forward. I'm going to move Blake Griffin up to the above average category. I think he's been better than I gave him credit for originally. I think he definitely has. And I think Darius Bazley might move down to below average for now. I think he's going to move up eventually, but I think right now he is just a below average starting power forward in the league. But he's still young. He's only in his 2nd year, I think. So he's got a lot of room for growth. But I think this is the list. I think this is how the list is gonna go. I think that it's a very fair list. Let me know your thoughts. Like, seriously, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I think this list is solid, but I mean, you guys could definitely have a different opinion, and that's perfectly fine. Like, of course, there's gonna be things that you don't disagree or that you don't agree with. So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if your power forward's not on here, like the one that actually starts for your team. I just found this list and it looked somewhat accurate, but I didn't know for like 100% for sure if it was good or not. But you guys let me know. Also, if you guys want to subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. But anyways, you guys are the best. I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching all the way through. Drop a like in today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.